So we're not even a couple of weeks in 2025 yet, and we've already had a couple of big budget phone launches, the Honor Magic 7 Lite and the Poco X7 Pro. And now they've been joined by one of the most nipple-poppingly, hotly anticipated wallet-friendly smartphones, the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. Every year, the Redmi Note series of smartphones offers some impressively beefy hardware, often beating what you'll find in a lot of flagship phones, but all for a price that won't utterly skint you. And the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G is the Mac Daddy of these new Note 14 phones. But what's actually changed up from the previous generation, and is it still the absolute budget champion? Well, let's whip it on out of the box, take you on a full-on extensive tour, test out the game and the camera tech, all that good stuff. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So what do you get in that box besides, of course, the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus? Well, the good news is Xiaomi is still bundling power adapters with its smartphones, and what a whopper it is. Proper full-on 120 watt brick. You've also got yourself a Type-C to Type-A USB cable. And Xiaomi has also kindly chucked in a condom case to keep your Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus safe from harm. That's everything you get bunged in the box, so pretty tasty package all round. So not too many surprises when it comes to the design of the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. Certainly looks like a Pro Plus phone. It's a 6.67-inch smartphone, so this is not comedically massive compared with some smartphones these days. Pretty skinny bezels surrounding that screen, and it's quite a stretched aspect ratio as well, so it doesn't feel cumbersome to clutch. And it's quite a curvy wee bugger. Again, that display does curve gently around the edges, as does the back end, so that just helps to add a bit of comfort. The hand feel, definitely off the charts. Got a proper good heft to it as well, definitely doesn't feel cheap. As far as colour options go, well, this here purple model of the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus sports a vegan leather back end, but you can grab it in a couple of different other colours. These don't sport the soft touch back end, they've got a glass finish instead. But as with last year's lineup, I certainly prefer the soft touch vegan leather finish, as they call it. Adds a good bit of texture, which certainly helps with the grip, and that soft surface just feels really nice against my calloused palms. And as an added bonus, no grubby fingerprints if you're fondling this thing with greasy mitts, which is an ideal situation if, like me, your favourite dinner is deep fried and comes in a bucket. And of course a camera bump that's roughly the same size as a planetoid. But you know what, I don't even mind that it juts fairly far out of that back end, because it actually works pretty well as a handy finger shelf, apart from when it slides off like it just did then. And the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus is a bit of a tough bugger all round as well, because you've got Victus 2 Gorilla Glass up front. So that should prove pleasingly scratch resistant as well as shatter resistant if you happen to drop this thing. You've also got a pre-installed screen protector on there. Although sadly no metal jacket here, it is just your bog standard plastic frame, which is a bit of a shame. And like last year's model, fully IP68 rated for water and dust resistance. That means it doesn't matter if it gets absolutely caked in muck, or indeed you drop it in a bath, a jacuzzi, a swimming pool, whatever, just give it a good old toweling off, it'll be right as rain. Now the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G sports an in-display optical fingerprint sensor. It's housed a bit near the bottom for my liking. I would have preferred it around here, would have been a bit more comfortable, a bit less of a stretch, but that's my only real qualm here. As you can see, it's super nippy and responsive, no issues. Of course, if you have just consumed any bucket-based food, well, chances are that fingerprint sensor won't work too well. Luckily, you've got a good bit of face unlock action as a backup. And as you can see there, my Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus review model comes with older Android 14 slapped on there, and the old HyperOS version 1 as well, not the latest, freshest version 2. I was hoping for Android 15 and HyperOS 2 out of the box, so that is a bit of a minor ball ache. But hey, with the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, Xiaomi hasn't confirmed it, but you can generally expect 3 OS updates and around 4 years of security patching. So here's hoping we get a tasty bit of Android 15 on here soon, and then touch wood, a bit of 16 and 17 beyond that. And with the Pro Plus model, you've got 256 gigs of storage as standard. You can upgrade that to 512 gigs by chucking more cash at Xiaomi. As you can see there, that's not expandable, sadly, via micro SD memory cards, as usual. But you do have space in that SIM tray for a pair of SIM cards. You've also got eSIM support. It's Just takes the place of that second physical SIM, and it's great news if you're traveling because you can just get yourself a cheapy eSIM for whichever country you're going to via the likes of Holofly or Areola, whatever it's called. And of course, not everyone gets on with HyperOS, but it's a lot lighter than the old MIUI shenanigans of yesteryear. You've got all the main Android stuff still, like the Apps tray, the Google Discover feed. You can drag down that notifications bar and also quickly flick between that and the control center, which is of course iOS style. You do still typically get spammed with endless notifications from Xiaomi's own first-party apps, but the good news is, thanks to good old Android, we can quickly and easily deactivate these now, so they're no longer a massive pain in the arsehole region. And of course, yes, you still do get endless crapware stuffed on this thing, but again, most of it can just be shifted in a jiffy. You just have to set aside a good 20 minutes or so when you first set up your Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus to go through and cull all of this bollocks. And of course, HyperOS, not always the most intuitive of launchers, but at least you get plenty of customization chucked in there. And oh yes, as is pretty much obligatory these days, lots of AI type shenanigans chucked in there too. So for instance, if you're recording a meeting, this phone can identify different speakers. It can also translate from a small selection of different languages back into English and provide an AI summary as well. You've got real-time translation whenever you're watching a video in a different language. You've also got the AI interpreter, which can translate any conversations you're having in real life with foreign folk, either face-to-face or over the phone. And of course, you've got the usual regular AI guff, including a good bit of circle to search. Apparently I look like some middle-aged John Lewis model, which frankly I'll take. And yes, there's our great mate, Gemini. Now, if you're expecting radical changes in the display tech for the Note 14 Pro Plus versus the previous generation, well, you're out of luck, because it's once again a 6.67-inch AMOLED display, the 2712 by 1220 pixel resolution, or 1.5K as they like to say. So it's nice and crisp and poppy and lovely, and you've got full Dolby Vision and HDR10 streaming support in services like Netflix. According to the specs, it's a slightly brighter display now, but I can't really notice any difference side by side with the 13 Pro Plus. Certainly still bright enough to comfortably use outdoors when the sun does actually shine. In fact, the sun is shining today, as you can see there. My God, so I absolutely sprinted outdoors as soon as that big bugger popped out, just to make sure that yes, indeed, the visibility is still fine, even when it's shining off that big old AMOLED screen, sparkling right off that shiny panel. The refresh rate maxes out at 120 Hz. Once again, you can custom fit it to 60 or 120 if you like. And you've got 1920 Hz PWM dimming, so it's a decent option if you are a bit more sensitive to flicker on OLED panels in lower light situations. And of course, the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus comes with a stereo speaker setup. Let's boost that all volume and see what we got. Fans to come up with this phosphorescent it's my fault for being far too ambitious and combining this much whiskey with words of more than 2 syllables. Phosphorescent phenomenon. That's some proper impressive stuff. Seriously beefy output. Proper loud on that top volume, suitably bassy as well. So yeah, it definitely gets the spurt of approval. And controlling the audio output, you've got your choice of Dolby Atmos or Xiaomi Sound. But sadly, as you can see there, bugger all headphone jack action. Now, last year's Pro Plus was powered by MediaTek's Dimensity 7200 Ultra chipset, but for the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, Xiaomi has gone in a completely different direction and instead stuffed Qualcomm's Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 in there. And you've got a choice of 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. My review model comes with the 12 gigs. And I've got to say, everyday running seems absolutely buttery smooth pretty much at all times. There's an occasional little pause here and there. Certainly when it comes to gaming, not quite as impressive as some previous generations. The likes of Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact will run on the higher graphic settings, but you will notice some serious frame rate drops at times. Certainly Wuthering Waves, I noticed a lot of dipping below 60 FPS once the action got a bit more frantic. And even when I was simply running about the place, occasionally you'd see a bit of a judder. And still, if you keep the visuals scaled back a bit, then you'll get a more than playable experience on here. And of course, you've got Xiaomi's dedicated HyperOS gaming mode slapped on there too, with all the usual tools to tweak the screen responsiveness and kick the shit out of any notifications, etc, etc. But in better news, at least the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus doesn't heat up even if you're gaming on the likes of Wuthering Waves for the best part of an hour. It doesn't even really get slightly toasty, so certainly zero issues when it comes to cooling. And as the name heavily hints, the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G has full 5G support, although the 5G around this general region appears to be a bit cack. So frankly, I often get faster speeds when I'm on bloody 4G. Well, certainly that Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 appears to be rather energy efficient, because no matter what I'm up to here on the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, that battery drain is more like a trickle, and it is only a 5110 mAh capacity cell stuffed in here, which is nowhere near as big as some rivals like the Honor Magic 7 Lite, which is like 6600. But even with plenty of camera play, bit of gaming every now and then, etc., you should still comfortably make it through a full day on a single charge of this bad boy. And even if you do need to top it up, you got 120 watt wired battery charging support. So even if this phone is completely dead, it can power back up to full again in under half an hour. And hey, if you like to do a bit of wireless charging, well, it doesn't support that, so bugger. Alright kiddies, how about we finish this lovely wee Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus unboxing and hands-on review with a check of that camera tech. And sadly, again, not much of an upgrade versus the Note 13 Pro Plus. You've once again got yourself a 200 megapixel primary shooter with optical image stabilization. And of course it's Xiaomi's usual camera app, complete with handy pull down toggles and a wide variety of different camera modes. You've got a high resolution mode, you want to shoot with a full 200 megapixels. Only recommended if the lighting conditions are really good. You of course have the usual portrait shoot shenanigans, bit of night mode for your low light shots. And of course full on dedicated pro mode as well if you want to mess around with the likes of the white balance, the shutter speed, the ISO levels, and you want to shoot a bit of raw action for editing on the fly. Now here's some samples I snapped in my first 48 hours with the Pro Plus. As you can see, some of my portrait shots look rather soft or conversely artificially sharpened, even with that god-awful beauty mode kicked right in the crotch. And if your subject moves at all, well then it's game over. But the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus can also pump out quite finely detailed shots when it feels like it, even with ambient or quite low light. While color capture is usually reasonably accurate, and high contrast situations are handled about as well as you would hope from a mid-range smartphone. So overall, not much improvement over the previous generation, but the Pro Plus should keep most amateur snappers happy enough. And of course, yes, as if you even had to ask, you've got the usual AI photo editing tools slapped on here, including the ability to remove people, objects. Not infallible, of course, but usually helpful. And in addition to the 200 meg main shooter, well, it's pretty slim picking, same as the previous generation. You got yourself a basic 8 megapixel ultra wide angle shooter and a pointless 2 megapixel macro snapper. Whoa. If you want to shoot some video, we can boost that resolution up to 4K, but no higher than that. And if you do, you max out at 30 frames per second as well. There's no 60 FPS option. You have to bump it down to 1080p if you fancy some 60 FPS action. And again, does a decent job for your basic home movies, even in quite low light situations, quite crisp visuals when you chuck it on that 4K level. Moving subjects generally well handled as long as they don't get too close. And the audio pickup nice and clear in all directions. And then last up, around the front end of the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, you've got yourself a 20 megapixel selfie cam which can record up to full HD resolution video. There's no 4K option here, but at least the stabilization seems pretty decent. You can swing your arm about and don't end up with puke-inducing footage. And there you have it, my pretty. That in a tasty wee nutshell is Xiaomi's fresh new Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G. And I've got to say, if you've got the previous generation, there's absolutely no need to upgrade to this one because not much of a jump up in those specs at all. And indeed, it's even still on the previous software generation, bit of Android 14 with HyperOS version 1. But if you've got yourself an older smartphone that you've been clinging to for a while, you want a premium bit of tech, but at not much price, that's some top quality English right there. And there's certainly a lot to like here. Gamers might not be entirely satisfied. Battery life isn't as good as some rivals, but the rest of the tech, top quality stuff. And certainly the likes of the battery charging speeds absolutely put rivals from Google and Samsung to shame. Anyway, that's what this follically inept fool reckons. Be great to hear your thoughts on the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus down in the comments below. I am doing a full video where I'm comparing the Pro Plus to the regular Pro and just the regular Redmi Note 14 as well to see which one might be best for you. So check that on if you want a full bit of side-by-side three-way action. In the meantime, please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a ruddy wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you!